Good morning, traders, and welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll go through the live order flow analysis using Bookmap. It's understanding the auction process, understanding where traders are interacting via their behavior with orders. And therefore, we can read the order flow in Bookmap, and then that will allow us an edge, and that's what we're all looking for. All right, let's jump in. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, Stephen, Alois, Rob. All right, let's jump in. So the onboarding webinar is later today at 2 p.m. So if anyone is new in here to Bookmap and they're just getting up and running, this webinar is for you. Okay, so what we'll do in this webinar is we will log into bookmap.com. We will show you how to download the platform, install it, how to subscribe to data, how to add that data to Bookmap, and then add a symbol. Okay, it's just the basics to get you up and running. And then come to these events, come to these webinars, learn about not just the features about Bookmap, but how to use it for your style of trading. All right, so let's jump in. Look at we'll start with the S&P E-mini. Again, this is the All Markets webinar, so we'll go through any market that you guys request. I just have right now the S&P and the NASDAQ E-mini futures products open at the moment. Good morning, Shark. Let's see here if any questions. Let me put this onboarding webinar into the chat here for you over in YouTube at 2 p.m. East Coast time. There you go. All right. Okay, so let's see. Let's zoom out here. Good morning. Trading is life. Let's zoom out and kind of get our bigger picture approach. What's going on? We had some data here. We had the PMI manufacturing data, less than expected. Not that much less than expected, which is kind of shocking, to be honest. That's not a bad sign. In my book, at least, that manufacturers, I mean, is very forward-looking number that came out just a little bit less than expected. Anyway, that means that they think the economy will. I mean, they're going to be, purchasing things for manufacturing, so it takes a while. Therefore, they think the economy is going to be pretty decent. Else they would not be purchasing. All right. So let's see. Tomorrow we have ADP. Then we have the services PMI on Thursday, and then Friday we have the non-farm. Okay, and employment and unemployment rate and all that kind of stuff. All right. Let's take a look at this S&P, actually let's start with yesterday and bigger picture here. You can see the sell-off here this morning. We're just coming down to just lows of, now this is just the overnight, right? So we're just below the overnight here. That's it though, right? So we see the big move to the upside here yesterday. The webinar was just around this time here, and we were looking for, well, there was some back and forth in here, and then we kind of noted the buyers, kept on retracing back up to the highs in here, And look how it did this though. Like at least in the candlestick on the 15-minute chart. That if we got back up here, I was looking for maybe half a gap or the gap fill, and that's about it. It went above it. This is a little surprising, but anyway, that's what happened yesterday, and the way that it did it in here in the price action is pretty horrible. In my book, it's very kind of difficult to read this, and you can see how there's just wicks to the upside, wicks to the upside, but it kept on grinding higher, and then here it kind of followed through finally on this kind of big green candle, and then we get our pullbacks and then another follow through later in the day, and closed out up above the swing up in here. Just tested above it and then closed back down below it. Okay, so anyway, interesting move in here yesterday. I probably grinded a lot of people out. Anyway, let's start off with the bigger picture, and something I want to start with, I think, is reading the quality of higher time frame levels. This is such an important thing, and in this webinar here, we've done it in the past many times over, but it's due to what we're given in the webinar, and we want to go over as many events as we can in the order flow. We don't cover it as much. We're looking at much smaller time frame levels, and then looking at those levels and thinking, well, we'll probably get a little bit of a bump here or there or whatever, and the higher time frame levels, like down here, I would say, well, we might be kind of testing one right now, right around this 56.14. This is where it kind of struggled before and then broke out. This is where that gap fill is, right here. So we're right at it right now. I would imagine we'd get a little bit of profit taking after this, but it's a pretty nice momentum here in this candle. So maybe they'll just blaze right through it and then head down into the next level, which is below the 5,600 figure. So somewhere around 5,600 down to 93 or so. Okay, so these are the levels I'd be looking at right now that are more significant. Okay, on this time frame. Now on the upside, we'd be looking at the swing high, or maybe this swing here around 56.50, and these are kind of they're not the greatest levels, but that's what I see for the moment for today. Okay, higher time frame, yeah, I would look at the this 56, 64, 65 up here, and if we can retrace back up into that area here. All right, so anyway, on the hourly, boy, we're looking at much higher time frames here, or bigger moves. 55.34, yeah, or 60 or 70, 56.70 up here from yesterday, or up higher, maybe somewhere around here, around this 56.20 or so, some place like that. Daily, still same thing, swing low down here around 32.34. And then the high from yesterday, 71 or something like that here. Yeah, 72. That. All right. So we're not close to those. That's why we cover these lower time frame levels. But let's see if we can get. We're just kind of flirting with this. We're below it now, pushing through it. So I would look for the next one down here at 96 or so. All right, let's look at Bookmap and look at the liquidity. Okay, so this confirms those levels. We see our 96 is what we said, but look at all the liquidity here. Okay, in front of the big figure at 5,600. Okay, so there's a lot of buyers here. Okay, this is demand. All right, let's see here. Questions so far? Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Stephen. Yeah, don't forget, hit the like button if you can. Much appreciated over in YouTube. All right, so as we're approaching this level in here, what does the relative volume look like on the way down here? Okay, so what does the selling look like on the way down? The selling looks pretty good here just after 10, okay, after the data. And then you can see the retracement back up in here. This is kind of a nice move here. Look at the exhaustion up in here and selling coming back in. We'd look for the move back down to the bottom of the range, take some off. We get another move back up. Really don't see a position in here, to be honest, for this move and follow through into the liquidity and through it. Even some of these retracements on pullbacks here still don't look very good to me. I'm not seeing heavy selling in here. Okay, so although that kind of odd price action here, you know, this is a pretty nice strong candle on the hourly and on the 15-minute, but I'm not seeing a heavy selling on it. So I'm starting to see more buyers. Look at this cluster of buying that just came in. Okay, so if that is the case, then let's start to look for the potential for a reversal. Okay, as sellers do trade into these areas of high liquidity. Okay, there's a few things to look for: the potential reversal, and then also the potential squeeze as well. That these buyers in here, they're trying to kind of capture the low end here, or trying to get a deal here before everybody else. Will have to get stopped out on the way down into 5600, and then probably down into our 96 level here. Okay, so yeah, we're not out of the woods yet at all. Here you can see a little bit of volatility right now. Okay, some buyers coming back up above this little swing here. There's more buying. This is a nice cluster of buying. Okay, so yeah, I would look for the move up into this kind of 14 or 15 liquidity up here. See it, buyers. It's not really high quality. Again, like we don't see it. Look at how dark it is underneath here. The on the bid side. Here we go again, another swing back up here, and very little buying and more selling. Okay, sellers, can you drop it into 05? Look at the buying in here. Look at our CVD in the subchart here. Pretty nice cluster of buying right here. Buyers failing though, 1, 2, 3, 4 times here. So if they can't pick it up in here right now, and I'm looking for a little bit higher here, around 11, I want to see the buying. Okay, otherwise I'm looking for sellers to take it down. Okay, we've seen this move a million times here. This is a potential setup in here. Okay, that we don't see the buying interest. I'm sorry, we do see the buying interest, but they're not able to gain any traction. Okay, they can't even make a higher high or an equal high in here. That's where the sellers can get on the other side here and take it down. Okay, and all of this buying in here is going to be squeezed. Yeah, thanks, Stephen. The demo trader over in YouTube is talking about you guys might want to come over if you like the streams. This is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. No pun intended there. Truly, but we have a lot more events, streamers, materials, etc. over on our Discord channel. So if you're interested in that, like what you see, then there's a lot more over here, and I would recommend it. Okay, let's see it, sellers. Let's see if we can put that big squeeze in here and we get a big stop run through all of this in here on the way down through all of this liquidity in here, and maybe down to the figure as well. Let's put some structure on this. We've been talking about structure yesterday, and then today about quality of levels. At least that's what I'd like to talk about, if the market gives us that. And then structurally here, here's our trend lines. Just looking at the diagonals, right? Not just the horizontal. Horizontal is great, it's fine, but there's also a diagonal component here. Okay, so here come the sellers now. We should see some nice stop runs into this area here. Let's jump back and put some stops and icebergs on our higher time frame here chart. So then that will transfer over to, there we go. Okay, so yeah, starting to see it unfold here. Let's jump back, our bigger picture. This is our level here, right? So this is what we really want to watch, this level in here, around this kind of 96 on down to about 93 or 92. So there's a pullback here. Okay, found some buyers. You're trading into these levels here. We did not trade the figure though, so that was kind of surprising. Okay, that usually, many times, what we typically see is the we're starting to see it in here potentially, was we get this kind of reversal pattern that starts to unfold, and we get a little bit of follow through on leg one to the upside. It breaks the structure here, and then we get like a double top up in these areas in here. So it breaks the structure. We see the bind, and then we get a pullback and another retest, but they can't make the second leg. There's no follow through. This happens exactly around this time of day, and it happens very, very frequently. It's something to look for, and shakes a lot of people out, and then the trend continues later in the day. Okay, into high liquidity up at 15 and 16, getting a bit of a pullback. Again, we're talking about levels again. This would be a higher quality level up here at 5620, okay, where you can see we retested here, retested, and broke down. And there's liquidity there as well. So let's keep an eye on this one. Now, this is not the greatest level up here, but it's for this time frame during the webinar here, it's not bad. You can see the low volume node in here as well, okay, in this area here, where the sellers were able to drop price very quickly through that area, hence the low volume in that area. Okay, there we go into 20 and a little bit higher here. Let's see that we can draw a channel here. Okay, I'm use that. Sorry, guys. Pencil channel. I'm going to extend that to the right. So that's the channel we're looking for, our low volume area in here. Okay, so now let's see what the price action looks like. Now we traded into high liquidity. Okay, we see the volume in here is not bad. Stop run. The volume here not so good. Very little right now, but we're still kind of. This is a more like a flag type of pattern here so far. So we don't see the selling. We don't see the kind of transition yet of order flow. Does that make sense to everybody? What we're talking about in terms of like strong move in here and it kind of flagging off. We just don't see the selling yet. It doesn't mean that they won't come in, but we're not seeing it yet. We want to see that change and shift and flow. And we don't want to try to be too early. We want to kind of wait for that shift and flow, and then maybe even look for a retest back. And then that way we can just have a lot less risk on. Maybe it's starting to kind of shape up a little bit. We're starting to see more selling in here. And that's how these kind of topping patterns can unfold. Okay, so I would say kind of up to this point, it looks like it's still kind of flagging. Did hit a more important level. Okay, and then we do see that this is where it started to kind of maybe shift and change a little bit in here with the transactions in here. A little bit more selling, a little bit more buying, back and forth in here. And now sellers are taking it down. Okay, so this is kind of an odd one to take a look at here. But we do see the sellers now taking command below that area here. Okay, so let's see if we can get a pullback back up to this area here, around 15 or 16. And we're getting that. Okay, so now we can look for, again, maybe some sort of, let's see if these sellers are for real in here. They're getting a little bit squeezed here. See if we get some exhaustion in here, some sort of like distribution pattern in this little area here now. Kind of looking. Not getting it. Say less. What is my bubbles range level on my settings out here? I'll just click on that and go to the volume dots. Here you go. I'm using smart clustering. It's right in the middle. I think it's if I just click on restore, this is the default setting. Okay, so I'm using the 3D bubble setting and then volume delta. So that's it. It's just the default setting there. Okay, pretty choppy here. Kind of the line in the sand seems to be right here around the 16 level. We had that high liquidity filled here, and we have buyers above it, sellers below it, buyers back up above it. Okay, trading right back into that area again, hitting that liquidity this time. Still finding some buyers though. All right, so let's take a look at this structure again. Like, so now we're kind of at our level again, and we're looking to see like some structural breaks up into this area after trading into some of the liquidity. Okay, so we've already got this kind of structural break here, but yeah, don't think we're quite out of the woods yet. Top of that range kind of outlined is up here, where it dropped from right here, but around 25, 24.5. Let's edit this guy here. Go with something better. There's some exhaustion there, and a little bit of selling. Buyers still coming back in. This area in here, don't see any sort of transition yet taking place. Trading is life. Let's see. Let's put your VWAP on here. Another kind of structural element to take a look at here. You kind of beat you to it there. Just talking about it. Okay. So I have my VWAP way up here. Again, like I'm not sure if this is going to be so accurate, but that's what I have. It's up around this 28. So you have 27. Okay. Okay, yours resets at 9:30. Okay, mine's a little bit, it goes back to when I opened up my book map. It kind of resets at 9:30 just because of all the volume that usually takes place then. Boy, it's starting to kind of look like a breakout pattern in here. Buyers at the top, that flagging kind of pattern turned into, this is where sellers could have taken it down. They didn't. Buyers reacted, and then still more buying. This is looking pretty good for the breakdown here. Exhaustion followed by selling, but we're right back up. So now buyers can take it to that VWAP or this 5630 level here. And you can see how this kind of turns into a wedge here. Okay, so if we get enough buying in here, then I would look for it. I am not interested in partaking in it. In fact, let's just go back and revisit our higher time frame. Okay, so this is why retracing back to around here where we drop through and then see the sellers come in just around here, somewhere around this 23, 24 area here. Okay, that was our low volume node, which you can probably see right here as well. Okay, so we have a higher time frame level now. We have liquidity up here. We have our buyers trading into the liquidity, and we have our VWAP up here. And we have a low volume node as well. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons to be looking at this level for today. Again, is it really high quality? No, it's not. Okay, because look at the time frame in here. Is this really that good of a level? No, it is not. Okay, but for the time frame for this webinar, it's the best we have so far. All right, just trying to make a distinction so that our expectations are muted. Okay, and the order flow and the transactions during this time frame and the quality of this level can be reflected with some kind of volatile or choppy action. Okay, we see the selling coming in. Okay, divergence here, CVD as well. All right, so this is what I'm willing to do here is, okay, that's good. That helps us out there. I am willing to look for, wow, nice. Look at that. Okay, that's kind of what we're looking for. Now we need to see for the sellers to come right back in and test back down to here, and maybe we can break it too. Okay, that's some pretty powerful buying though. It's dwarfed everything else on the chart. Where is this thing going? Okay, next level is probably up here. I would still be looking at this level here, right around this 25 if we get down below it. Yeah, I mean this is a powerful move. Look at the stop run here, 562, 163. I mean these are huge, right? We zoom in, they kind of they're not aggregated now. So Let's take a look at our higher time frame. Where have we gone? So now we're kind of looking at maybe these wicks up in here, 48, somewhere around in here. You have this wick as well here, a couple periods ago. Here, trading is life. Here's my, I did put the VWAP on here. So yeah, we're trading into it right now and through it. Okay, this is a little bit of a book flip here. It's nothing fantastic, but what was on the offer is now on the bid here. Okay, so just to reiterate something about liquidity, it is not support and resistance. Okay, it is supply and demand. It is different. Okay, support and resistance are levels in the price action swings. Like this would be kind of support down here, right? But you want to address that area with liquidity, or up here would be resistance. But is there some supply up here? And there's a little bit up here around 41. All right, let's taking a step back and taking a look at this. When we started the webinar in here, this is kind of surprising stuff for me today. That okay, high liquidity on the way down. It is getting filled, and we noted when we started the webinar that the relative buying in here is boy, is this another big stop run? Yeah, another huge stop run here, guys. Wow. So yeah, it was surprising that it was odd to see this moving down with a lot of buying. You can see it in CVD now very clearly, but we didn't even look at CVD. We just knew that there was more buying coming in compared to selling. But the buyers weren't getting any traction, so we're looking for them to get upended and squeezed to the downside. Maybe some of them did, but the buying pressure came back in, and we're looking for this potential wedge pattern in here, but just didn't like it at this level here, right into that kind of low volume node area. But buyers powered through that area, so it is above that area and we're back up into highs now for the day. Okay, almost getting there. Okay, so let's take a look at our higher time frame again. Okay, so just trading up into about 50 there, okay, at the figure. Everything has shifted and changed. Everything was looking pretty bearish in there for today, and now it is completely upended. A daily chart is just kind of wicks on both sides, and right in the middle. All right, well, we're still in an uptrend here, even though we've traded up into high liquidity here at 50. This is, again, see the difference? I mean, this is not distribution here. This is a flagging pattern. We look for that impulse move, and then like we look for some sort of transition in here. I just don't see it. The buyers aren't telling us that. In fact, looks like they're poised again to retest back up here to the high at 50. Well, let's see here. We'll put another diagonal on here, and kind of look at this here, and let's see if we can break this. Look at the liquidity here on the offer. Okay, look how they were up. We traded into 50. There was liquidity up above here at 55, a little bit lower here, 51, and now look at the wall starting to kind of build out here, lower around 47 or so. Okay, so see how they want to be sellers. There's more supply at below the swing here. Now this is the context that we're going to look for the sellers versus the buyers here by the aggressors. Okay, so we still see more buyers in here by the aggressors, the ones that move price. The supply passive liquidity is up here between this kind of 48 and 50, and then they're down here on the bid, buyers at 40. Okay, traded into 40 right now. Okay, getting a little reaction out of it so far, some buying coming back in. All right, guys, this is a low volume pullback here to this selling here. Now, if we don't get buyers, we start to see it exhaust out on the buy side, we can look for those sellers to come in. And now, this isn't really, we're not trending here. So you have to be kind of careful with low volume pullbacks in here. Once we're in a trending environment, though, you can look for these low volume pullbacks as areas to splice into trades. Okay, so you can see we came back up and tested to the swing here. and some exhaustion. So now can we get some sellers back in here? Let's see. I'm going to bounce off of this area here. So this is the line here, right? Sellers below, buyers above at 44. Coming up on 11 o'clock here. Still finding buyers. Okay. That liquidity that was here earlier is kind of pulled. Some of it's still here. They're still up here at 50 and 51 and 55, 52 and 55. Wow, this is pretty pretty interesting price action. Another squeeze there, another stop run. Okay, this time we do have an iceberg on the other, a few icebergs in here, selling and selling here, 600. All right, so we're coming back up above this area here at 50, it looks like. Now this is our, well, on the 15-minute candle, this is our second attempt here. Okay, trading 55 liquidity. Hitting the second standard deviation here on the VWAP. Okay, and also traded high liquidity here, and it is very thin up here as well. Yeah, I'm willing to take a shot at this here on the sell side. If it's a little bit late, I would have liked to have gotten in right there. Let's see if we can get into this here. Actually, I don't. Let's cancel it. Like this is not a distribution again in here. Just not seeing it yet. We don't see the sellers taking over. It's more of a pullback within the bigger trend. Now we do have that. We have the higher time frame. We have the 55 liquidity. We have the second two standard deviations here. VWAP, we're getting up above in these areas. It's kind of thinly traded up here. We've had our big stop run in here, but we just don't see this kind of distribution yet take place. and the selling in here. Okay. So hold off on that. God, look at all that buying in the delta here. Well, the delta column here that we have for the chart range volume profile. Tons of buying. Now, real big shift and change right here around this 32 to 34 area. In fact, retested the backside of it, held. All right, see how this is starting to look on a smaller time frame, at least, and the move's already over in the smaller time frame here, but this as a distribution pattern in here makes more sense. Okay, buying high liquidity up into this area in here, some back and forth, a little bit of selling here, a little bit more buying, back and forth in here, but like no more buying, selling, no more buying, and then the move back down to the lower part of the range here. So again, though, this is like a microstructural area. It's not truly microstructural. It has a different definition, but that would be sub-second. But this is what I mean. And the measured move has already unfolded. So this move is done. Now we can look for it to maybe unfold into something bigger, like this being your shoulder, head, and then shoulder here, maybe. But this, see how this is different than, see how this is kind of flagging in here. This is distributing, right? So that's the distinction in here. And we were looking for it earlier in some of these other areas. We just didn't see it. And again, like you know, just like what we just kind of covered about this being a small distribution and the move is done, right? That'll keep you out of this, right? Getting squeezed back and holding on for a bigger position in here, because our expectations were not that, right? This was a much smaller time frame in here, okay? And then we don't have to worry about this another squeeze here. And let's just see what this is what's happening here. Oh man, looks like it wants to price. We're finding our buyers was still pretty strong here. Next level would be the swing high at the 72. That coincides with the swing high from yesterday in the hourly chart here, okay, and as well as the daily here. Okay, so that's up here at, well, we see quite a bit of liquidity up there at 70. Malek, yeah, the price action accepting above the initial balance high, and well, let's go. Actually, this is some pretty strong buying here. There's no. This is very different than what we saw yesterday. I mean, look at this in here. This is some strong buying. Okay, what we saw yesterday was this in here. That was after the webinar, really. I think I wasn't feeling well. I had to end right around this time yesterday, so around 11 o'clock here. And we just saw that, well, they kept on buying. They, kept on seemed to grind higher. But look at the wicks in here and the way it's just grudgingly doing this here. This is not. I mean, it's buy. They're buying. It's continues on up, and we're just looking for where it's kind of overdone. And in fact, let's try something in here. Going along with the way that trading is life trades. Let's go to our anchor VWAP. And we're going to put in a standard, a custom band in here of 2.5. And let's see what that looks like. And some just brutal stop runs in here. Huge. I mean, okay, I know these are aggregated in here when we zoom out, but 752, 839, 123, 383, 224, 212, and these are huge. Still more buying. And another big stop run. Approaching the 70 high here. A swing. 7250 is really what I have here. Somewhere around there. Another thing to take a look at in terms of the strength of this move in here, which is surprising to me, very surprising, because this just kind of shows it's a little difficult to read here. Like, the day started off with a strong move to the downside here, And we were looking for follow through down to the swing, just down to here, and through the figure. But basically, we didn't even test the figure. We never even hit that liquidity, and the buying came back in. Okay, so oh boy, I get it. Okay, sorry about that. It looks like I got filled in a position there. Um, okay, so let's zoom back out and let's take a look at this. So yeah, we never even tested 5,600. This is pretty atypical. But anyway, boy, buyers are they just want it. They want that high of the day here, or high go retest yesterday's high. So anyway, this made a higher low here. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, vitamin C, loads of sleep will help. I don't know. Maybe you guys have experienced this, but I had my shingles shot yesterday, or no, Sunday. It was my second one actually, because you get it in two, and man, it put me down. I wasn't feeling well anyway, but like that combined, like holy cow, I was shocked. Well, anyway, everyone says it's a lot better than getting shingles. That's for sure. All right, so here we go. Let's see if these buyers can take them on and push through the 70, maybe up to 75 here. We're up pretty lofty here, but like, what's the goal here? What's driving the price action here? Well, maybe like we said, the news was less than expected, but it wasn't that bad for that manufacturing PMI, and maybe that's what's kind of helping out here. But whatever it is, there's going to be a lot of traders up here that are going to be placing their stops up in here, so they're going to get hit hard here. And okay, and a tariff deadline tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. So pushing price back and forth. Uh, you know, we do have some other fundamental data and rest of the week for sure. Okay, caveman. So Yeah, a lot of water and and sleep. Yeah. Okay, so we traded into and through 70. Okay, so we hit it. The swing actually is a little bit higher, right? Just a little bit higher here. And because we made a higher low in here and we see the strong buying, I'm looking for a higher high. I mean, these are some really strong candles here. But now I'm starting to look for that shift and change in the order flow. Absorption, exhaustion. Should find some sellers here. We have, but not much. Hey, guys, this is a really powerful one here. We're still in a big uptrend. We haven't really gotten above those swings yet, so we're still in an uptrend. But just look for this again and again in here. So high liquidity, passive orders on the offer, getting filled, buyers taking them on. Can't really trade through very much. Retest, and there's very little buying, and then sellers. Okay, so this is a really good one for now, especially this pattern in here that you see is much better when you're when it's a pullback in a trend. Okay, so not like at the end of the trend necessarily, because this is what happens. The buyers get back up above it, where there was exhaustion, now there's not. You know, they're buying. So this is why it's not as good as if it was in a big downtrend. Okay, and then you got this buying pullback. You got absorption, exhaustion, sellers. Okay, just keep a lookout for it. It's a nice one. Just means that there are sellers here, and the buyers couldn't get through it. Cluster is selling here, retest, and there's no buyers on the retest. So we look for the sellers again here to take it down. All right, let's take a look at our higher time frame again. Okay, so just trading to it right now. Swing. So I'm looking for that 75 liquidity to transact. And let's see, 80, there's also quite a bit up there. Let's see what 80 looks like here. Yeah, I don't know, 80 on the chart. Trade up into that area and then see a pretty decent pullback. Okay, there's 75, just transacting now. Stop run 365. Let's see. Question here. When you so when the liquidity gets taken out and then retested, are you looking for continued selling? I'm not sure I quite follow. So let's suppose like this liquidity was taken out here at 75, right? Um, I'm and this we're bullish in here, but the if we can get down below this 75 now on some selling, yes, then I think we can move lower. I don't know if that answers your question. Right, this is where the big transactions took place in here. Okay, the demand met the supply, and then we're looking to see if we do get down below that area in here, then this is kind of negated here at that point. Okay, even more buyers yet again. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, up through 80, another stop run there through 80. All right, so now we're looking for overbought situations here, and now that's at least I'll be looking for it. It doesn't, we can still keep going higher, no question. Buyers may just keep still buying here, but we're looking for it in here, and the potential for that. We've got what 2.5 standard deviations in here. We're above it. We hit high liquidity. We went above yesterday's swing, and the buyers have, just looking for them to start to exhaust out, and then looking for the potential for the move back into the range somehow. We got to look for the this kind of shift and change in the order flow here. Okay, so the buying up in here does not look very strong. It's a big selling dot already right here. All right, so let's see if they can here. Oh, see, we still see. Look at the bid in here, still showing some action here at the higher level here, and we're finding buyers. Okay, so for those of you asking, I've heard a lot of people say like, well, how do I read liquidity and start to put this into my plan? Um, and a lot of people, I think, they're kind of new to understanding liquidity. They're great at understanding volume, but what is it? The passive orders, understanding that, and then understanding like how they can be an attractor as well as something that you know uh, the aggressors avoid. Okay, so as if we continue to find aggressive buyers, then these are the targets. Okay, in that sense, they act like magnets. Like this is where the buyers can meet the sellers. Okay, but when we get to a certain point, and maybe there's a skew in the order book, or we're not finding buyers anymore, these areas repel price. Okay? And then what is on the bid, we find the sellers have appetite for the passive buyers. Okay, this is kind of a odd distribution type of pattern in here. It's kind of doing it though. How can we find our way into that? You'd be looking maybe at setting a limit sell up here. Oh, hey, it just moves away. There's no kind of left shoulder here at all. Or I'm sorry, right shoulder here at all. Yeah, I have to cancel that. Yeah, major resistance line or trend line was hit. Yeah, yeah, but see how like we look to try to get back into some of these moves like this. And how do you get into this move? You've just got to take the risk, right? Look, how do you get involved into this here on the move down? This is what we've been looking for after trading through some of these highs in here. And there was no chance to get in really unless you just hit market sell. And now we're getting a pullback. Okay, some liquidity here at 80. Okay. Again, sellers here. Sellers transacted. These ones are waiting to transact. See if we get enough buyers to hit it. Okay. All right, European close coming up, 11:30, and a little bit of volatility in here, but this has been kind of an odd session here as we have really seen quite a big changeover from sell side to buy side, and then now we're looking again for sell side back up into these levels here. Okay. And then look at the relative volume in here. Still trying to kind of assess this here. The buying in here, let's just zoom out a little bit more and put this into perspective. See the selling starting to pick up in here. We did not have that on the way up. Okay, this is different. Right. So now we're looking for that possible kind of small distribution pattern here, and this might be it. In fact, let's see if we can get that in here. And now this would be negated if we see a lot of buying up in here. I'll pull this order. Okay, so we're in. All right, and then let's see if we can get the sellers here, and then hit back down into yeah, I mean maybe around 76 or so. Maybe 70 here. And it is not happening. Still squeezing higher. There's some exhaustion though, right in front of our stop. And some selling. Okay, so sellers should be able to take it down here. Okay, that's the exhaustion we're kind of looking for. Now we just need to get our sellers here. Okay, bad timing here. End of European close here, so okay, we're stopped out on that one. But maybe we'll get some follow through after the European close here. After some kind of back and forth and volatility here, it's not a good time to be in. But saw something in here, and yeah, maybe just a little too tight here of a stop. Maybe above the swing here would have been better, or maybe above the liquidity here at 85 here would have been better. Okay, I'm still looking for it to go lower though. Okay, this is the kind of distribution we're looking for. Okay, so let's see it, sellers. Let's see if you can do it now. Just not good timing here. But yeah, sellers should be able to take it here. They seem to, they've gotten down below here. We've gotten the selling here, and now just looking for them to follow through. Okay, this is our distribution pattern in here. Okay, now second leg here. I'll just gotta jump in. This should be our second leg here, or our first leg actually, to be honest. Okay, and this one should be good. It should be, if we're looking for a measured move. Be something like that. Okay. Okay, sellers still in this small move here, still in control where the selling came in here. Okay, now we're looking for that second leg here, or it's really the first leg. We're looking, this is the distribution pattern. This is the break we're looking for. Again, not a good time to be in at European close, but just to go through what we're looking for in that distribution pattern, and then some follow through in that distribution pattern. Okay, our measured move would be here, right? So I'm going to hold for a little bit lower here, just looking for a little more momentum here from that sell side, and then maybe hit the liquidity down here at the swing. But this is a good, for hitting singles, this is it right here. If I see buyers starting to come in, then we'll just get out, right? We want to just hit a single here, and you know, that's our goal, right? So yeah, we're starting to see it come back. We'll just cover there. Okay, so anyway, now this might be the start of leg 2 here, but our intention was hit the measured move, and then look for the next trade, hit the single, and then look for the next one. All right. So all right. So we did see a small distribution pattern in here after the really big move to the upside. And let's take a look and kind of reassess here what's going on in the bigger picture. So we see the swing back up above yesterday's high, and then we would anticipate some pullback in here, and that's what we're just kind of looking at right now. Well, let's see if we get some follow through in the after the European close here. Okay, so it's just 11:30 East Coast time, European close. Let's see if we can get some follow through and maybe a move back down to somewhere around here, maybe 5650 or so. I know that Masood, you're looking for 5700 and then shorting it. I don't know. Maybe we'll get back up there, but yeah, I don't really see much in that level except it just being the figure. That's it, right? I'm looking more at these kind of swings and figures and some other things in there combined, right? And then we're looking at order flow to change. Okay, so that liquidity just transacted in here, but we just wanted to hit our single and then look for the next. Okay, we had our reasons for it. It was a scalp, and look for the next one. All right. So thanks for coming, everybody. We'll follow up later today with the onboarding webinar. We'll take maybe a look at see how things played out here. But the onboarding webinar, I have the link for you here if you're interested. If you want to get up and running in Bookmap and maybe connected to data, whatever might be any kind of issues you're having, we're happy to help you out and guide you through the process here. Okay. Thanks, Glitch. Yeah. Well, this was really here. Let me just try to simplify this chart again. But some big stop runs to the upside, as you guys saw. I mean, as we look at this here, I'm zoomed out quite a bit now. But here, 1350, 1000, 748, 859, 1370, 300, 200. I mean, these are huge, moves. Now here's some on the some of the buying here as well, 770, 500. But now the transition is starting to maybe take place here. It's just taken the entire session. Anyway. Let's just kind of simplify our chart again. And okay. Yeah, so we were looking for originally okay, great to see high liquidity at a higher level above the figure. Okay, that's bullish. Right. And when we did see when we started off the webinar, it was odd to see this buying. There was more buying than selling, really, and yet we're able to trade lower. I'm still looking for at least 5,600. Would have loved for it to trade through it and then back up above it, and then seeing that buying. Usually we get that, and that's what kept me away from the buy side in here. Was that we didn't trade the 5,600. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm looking for that, okay, buyers can have their way for a bit and then come back and retrade back down to there and hit that 5,600. And we didn't get it at all. It just really kind of took off to the upside here. And then now we're getting that kind of distribution potential pattern here. Sell side. Anyway, guys, wrap it up. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you maybe at the onboarding webinar. If not, we have the Bookmap Academy on Thursday at market close, and then we've got the another all markets webinar on Friday at the same time here, 10 a.m. East Coast time. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll catch up with you next time. Okay. Yeah. Take care. Bye bye.